Chelsea 4, Burnley 0. Chelsea extend their 10 league games and 14 games in all competitions, unbeaten start to the season with a very convincing win away at Burnley, as Morata starts and scores for two blinding Barkley and Willian long distance strikes and an injury time goal by Willian and Loftus-Cheek make up the rest of the scoreline. To find out everything about the game as it happened, make sure you watch all of this review. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Burnley 0, Chelsea 4 game in the Premier League, and what a great game that was. I mean, we didn't even have to waste that much energy apart in the second half. We won 4-0, some great goals, goal scorers everywhere, and Hazard wasn't even there. You know, I'll happily take that. I'm very happy today. Of course, this is the review. You know, there will be fan cams, there will be a vlog, there will be all sorts of content surrounding the game coming out. So do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any of that. And also, let's see whether we can hit 500 or more likes on this video. That'd be massively appreciated. So make sure you smash that like button down below. That'd be class. Before getting into the review, though, I just want to say quickly that, you know, our thoughts of everyone at the channel go out to obviously everyone affected by the tragedies in Leicester and also Brighton as well. You know, to their families, to their loved ones, you know, our thoughts are with them, because, you know, these things just shouldn't happen. And also we hope that obviously Glenn Hoddle, you know, recovers as quickly as possible, and hope that he does recover. That would obviously be important. I mean, if football fans, you know, we do have a rivalries between us, but, you know, in things like these, in moments like these, we just have to come together, and it's important to support each other and just, you know, just make sure that football is a big family, and that has to be made clear. But now getting into the review and starting it off by speaking about the lineup. And, you know, it was pretty much as expected once we found out that Hazard wasn't going to be involved. So it was obviously the 4-3-3. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso as the two fullbacks. A centre-back partnership of Antonio Rudiger and David Luiz. Then a midfield three of Jorginho, N'Golo Kanté and Ross Barkley, like I predicted yesterday. Then a front three of Willian on the left, Pedro on the right, although they did swap quite a lot. And Alvaro Morata up front. What, you know, like I said, Hazard wasn't involved. But what I found a bit strange was that we didn't have a winger on the bench, but three centre midfielders in Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic and Fabregas, which I, like I said, found it very odd. Like, why didn't we have Hudson-Odoi or at least Moses on there? I mean, you know, I would always prefer Hudson-Odoi, but at least put Moses there just in case. But getting into the game, Burnley did the exact opposite of what I expected them to do. They were all over us for the first, well, 15 minutes almost, you could say. They pressed us very high, did a good job of doing so as well, especially at stopping Jorginho from getting the ball. Won the ball back really quickly, as we couldn't even string more than two forward-thinking passes together at times. And we're mostly busy clearing crosses that Burnley put into the box, but actually never came to anything because we did clear them well. I mean, no chance was created by either side in the first 10 minutes, but Burnley were definitely all over us, like I said. It took us 12 minutes to create the first chance of the game, but that was a pretty decent chance, nicely played as well. Good work from the right that ended up with, you know, Willian laying the ball back to Barkley just outside the box. Barkley hit it on the volley first time, but didn't connect with it very well and basically hit it into the ground, and his shot would have gone wide, but Morata managed to get a flicked header on it basically and forced a very good save from Joe Hart to keep that one out. But that didn't mean, you know, after we, you know, had that chance in the 12th minute that we started to dominate the game from there. And Burnley, you know, soon after that created their first half chance a few minutes later when Kepa flapped it across a little bit as he basically collided with the Burnley striker Sam Vokes. The ball then fell to Robbie Brady on their left attacking side, and he hit the ball straight away with Kepa not really back in his goal yet, but, you know, luckily Robbie Brady's shot did go across goal but wide of the far post. But soon after that we finally got into gear. A decent chance for Willian that forced another fairly decent save for Joe Hart. Soon after that Willian hit the post, following a good pass from Morata to the Brazilian, who had loads of space down the left hand side. He cut inside and tried to curl it into the bottom far right corner. But actually, you know, he did so really well, but just about didn't get enough curl on it and hit the post, like I said. And only a minute or so after that, in the 22nd minute, did we finally take the chance and made it 1-0 through Alvaro Morata. And that was a very good goal as well. Jorginho won the ball back in midfield. His tackle ended up, you know, with the ball being on Kanté's feet, basically. Played it to Barkley, who then, from around 30 yards off goal, played the perfect through ball to Alvaro Morata, who himself made a great run, and then finished first time from just inside the box with the outside of his right boot. Perfectly into the bottom right corner past Joe Hart. Very, very good goal. Very happy with that. Another one or two decent moments for us to threaten Burnley, but didn't lead to a goal. And then Pedro actually had to come off injured after around half an hour. I'm not exactly sure what the injury was, but when he took his shirt off while, you know, walking off the pitch, basically, he revealed some sort of brace around his shoulder. Obviously, that shoulder that he injured away at PAOK, so it might be the shoulder causing him pain that forced him to come off. I'm not sure. Maybe it was something different. I have no idea. As I mentioned earlier, we didn't have a winger on the bench, and that meant Loftus-Cheek coming on to replace, you know, Pedro on the wing. Like, we didn't change formation. Loftus-Cheek just played on the wing, basically. And as much as I was happy to see Loftus-Cheek get more game time, you know, obviously played the full 90 on Thursday and, well, got a good hour today, which is obviously great, even though we never want a player to be injured. he's, Loftus-Cheek is not a winger. So I still don't understand why none of Hudson-Odoi or Moses was on the bench. Still doesn't really make sense to me. Then a really good chance for Morata to make it 2 for himself and for Chelsea. With just over 5 minutes to go in the first half, Alonso played him through really nicely after Morata made yet another very good run between the lines. His touch and turn to get inside of the defender was quality, but then his finish really did let him down there a little bit as he put a shot wide of the near post from pretty close range as well, just outside the 6-yard box. And to be honest, I expected him to go for the far corner, but he didn't, and should really have done better with the finish, like I said. But, still a very good performance by Morata overall, just doing the things that you want your striker to do that he doesn't always do. But he actually found himself with another chance before the break after Jorginho played a quality over-the-top ball to him. Morata controlled it really well inside the box and took the shot on the turn from close distance, but a tight angle. And to be fair, there's not much I can blame Morata for that one, because Joe Hart, in goal just did have his angles covered really well and did well to save it. And that was then half-time and 1-0 up. Shaky start to the game, but took control eventually, took the lead with a good goal and should probably have scored at least 2 before half-time. But, I was happy with a lot of performances in that first half after the good start for Burnley. We finally took control, like I said, and we even ended the first half on 67% possession and Burnley without a shot on goal. And getting to the second half, it was a quiet first 10 minutes to the second half, actually, but then a decent chance for Morata with a header from very close range. But, the Willian cross basically came in just behind the Spaniard, and, leaning back while running, he couldn't really help but put it over the bar. Was a bit annoying, but only 2 minutes after that, in the 57th minute, Ross Barkley took the stage and made it 2-0 with a top quality goal from good distance from, 25 yards or so. That was very good. I mean, there wasn't much to that attack before he scored, really. Kante just kind of rolled the ball to Barkley, probably like 40 yards from goal, and our newfound midfield goal machine took it forward a little bit, not even at any sort of quick pace. And then from, like I said, good 25 yards, he just went for it with his weaker left foot as well and placed the ball inch perfectly into the bottom corner as he went across goal with his effort. Absolute quality goal. And only 6 minutes after that, Willian, with an even better goal, made his 3-0. Great build-up play, for that goal as well. Barkley, basically just gave it to Willian in the end. And the Brazilian just cut inside onto a strong ride from the left wing and, from outside of the box, curled it perfectly into that same corner of the goal that Ross Barkley found just a few minutes earlier. And that was then basically game over for the game at that point. But, another great goal and obviously perfect to be, 3-0 up before, with just over an hour played. And then the game quieted down a good bit for a little while, actually. Loftus-Cheek had a decent, shot block that probably would have gone in otherwise. Olivier Giroud came on from Morata. Giroud almost scored as well after Jorginho played a great over-the-top ball to Willian down the left, and the Brazilian then just cut it back to the Frenchman who took the shot first time from outside the box. Actually hit it really well, but only put it like a few inches, a tiny few inches past the far post, which is obviously a little bit annoying for him, which was then the last action for Jorginho as well, as he was replaced by Fabregas. And then, like I said, the end of the game was just a bit quiet, mostly just Chelsea passing the ball around without any sort of pressure by Burnley, really. Like, they just kind of gave up, obviously. That's why I said it was game over after 3-0. Like, we were conserving energy and just playing the clock down mostly, except for the last, 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. Because Loftus-Cheek hit the side netting, 5 minutes to the end. Joe Hart made another top-class save to tip Olivier Giroud header onto the bar. The Frenchman at the moment really can't buy a goal these days. He's getting very unlucky in a lot of situations so far this season. But then, in injury time, Willian Loftus-Cheek made the day even worse for Burnley and even better for us and made it 4, following a corner and a massive kerfuffle in the box, basically, that ended with a Marcos Alonso back heel that hit a Burnley arm, basically, and then just fell to Loftus-Cheek, and he hit it, not first time, but hit it with his second touch, I think it was, with a slight deflection past Joe Hart to make it 4. And I mean, what a couple of days it's been for our youth star Loftus-Cheek. I mean, a hat-trick on Thursday, another goal today, getting an hour, on the pitch as well, which obviously you didn't really expect, but probably obviously wouldn't have been the case if Pedro didn't get injured. But, the way it happened, we can only be happy, and hopefully, obviously, Pedro isn't out for long. And that was full time at 4-0. Like I said already, shaky start, but after that, a very, very good performance with lots of goals and a clean sheet as well. Could have even scored a few more goals and didn't even have to waste much energy in part of the second half, especially to get the 3 points today. So the perfect day, really, with a lot of top-notch performances. Morata was very good, I thought. Although he should have scored at least 2, he was still very good, I thought. Willian, top-class overall and a top-class goal as well. Barkley, outstanding, incredible goal. And 2 assists as well for him, assisted both, the first goal for Morata and the Willian's goal. Loftus-Cheek, playing out of position, not really doing much winger work, but playing well and getting a goal. Azpilicueta, I thought, looked the best he has all season at right back. Had a really good game, good going forward and top-notch defensively as well. Alonso, Kante, Jorginho, all good performances. Centre-backs didn't really have to do that much, but looked solid when needed. And it was a bit similar for Kepa, although he did flap at a few crosses, which is still a part of his game that he has to, improve on, basically, because I know he's not that tall, he's not that physical, but he kind of has to work on that still because it's important to command your box a little bit more when the balls do come in the air, whether that's for set pieces and for crosses. But, 4-0 away from home without Eden Hazard, I'm happy with that. I'll happily take that. And now it's obviously on to Frank Lampard and Derby County in the Cup on Wednesday. But yeah, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. Who was your man of the match? All of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning as well, let's see if we can get 500 or more likes in this video. That'd be massively appreciated. Also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Last50-7 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here. And also the links to both of them will be down in the description below. So if you could follow me over there, that would be massively appreciated. And of course, this is YouTube. So if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and just to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of our future videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you next time.